Yo, what's going on? My name is David the Crook, and welcome to today's video. I'm out here in Kings Canyon. If you haven't been here and you're in California, it's definitely a spot you should check out. So today's video, what I have here for you is I put together a couple different resources for you to help you better understand the fundamentals of audio. I know this is something that I wish I knew, something that I wish that I learned. And as I'm making these things for you, I'm definitely going over them and I'm learning a lot. So I'll be making some more videos for you in like Logic Pro X, showing you my screen. But as of right now, with the help of AI, some videos for you, one of them being kind of like a slideshow, the other one being like a podcast, and then finally an ebook. So depending on the type of learning that you are into, you might be a visual learner. So those videos and ebook will help you. If you're like a learner by hearing, the podcast will definitely help you. It goes over a lot of stuff, and at some point it might become repetitive. If I'm gonna be honest with you, just keep watching them, just keep trying to understand it and keep applying what you're learning to what you're doing right now. Like I said, these things that I'm gonna be dropping for you are definitely things that I wish I knew, and some of the stuff that I wish I would have learned when I first started getting into recording, mixing, and mastering, because it goes over stuff like hertz, compressions, EQs, just what a sound wave is, different stuff like that, and even breaks down history. So I don't know how much you're into when it comes to recording, mixing, and mastering music, just because I know that sometimes everybody might get into it for different reasons. And if you're just getting into it because you're an artist, but you're learning how to produce and engineer, that's cool. This is definitely going to help you. If you're a producer and you're trying to get better at mixing your beats, these things are definitely going to help you. If you have a home studio, if you're running a studio, anything like that, these videos are definitely going to help you. So I want to encourage you to watch them, even though it might get a little boring, because they're super educational. And that's kind of the reason why I wanted to make them for you, because as you guys may know, it's been about 2 years since I've really dropped anything within music, and I'm slowly getting back to it now that I understand AI a little bit better and I'm using the tools that I'm learning within AI and the other businesses that I'm doing. I'm applying it within the music stuff. So I definitely want to encourage you, if you're making music and you have other things going on, to keep going within the music. It took me about 2 years where I had to set it down, had to figure some things out, and now I'm able to double back, come back to music. So we're definitely going to be coming back with a lot of better videos, some more behind the scenes, more when I'm recording in the studio. Educational videos like this is going to be playing a huge part in being able to show you how to record, mix, and master, just because sometimes it's hard for me to articulate some things. So the AI is making it a lot easier for me to be able to show you that, provide you with the resources and the tools that you might need. If it's something that you want to do within a career, well, then it's something that's going to be beneficial for you.
Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something we experience every single moment of our lives: sound. We're going to go deep on the science that turns a simple little vibration into the rich, emotional world we all live in. The goal? To stop just hearing sound and start really, truly understanding it. I absolutely love this quote because it frames our journey perfectly. For the next few minutes, I want you to think of yourself not just as a listener, but as a sculptor. And sound? That's your raw material. Our whole job today is to understand that material, inside and out, so we know exactly how to shape it. Okay, so let's get right into it. Any sculptor has to understand their material, right? Whether it's marble or clay. For us, it all starts with one simple thing: a vibration. Seriously, any sound you could imagine, from a pin drop to a thunderclap, it all begins with something moving back and forth. That first little movement sets off this incredible chain reaction in the air. As the object pushes out, it squishes the air molecules together. That's called a compression, a little pocket of high pressure. Then, as it pulls back, it leaves a gap, a space of low pressure. We call that a rarefaction. And this wave of high, low pressure travels through the air until, bam, it hits your eardrum and makes it vibrate in perfect sync. That's literally the gateway to hearing. So, we've got this pressure wave. Now what? Well, what are its most fundamental qualities? It really comes down to two basic things that our brains can immediately perceive: its power and its speed. We know them better as loudness and pitch. First up is amplitude. The easiest way to picture this is to think of a wave in the ocean. A really tall wave has a lot of power, right? It's the same idea here. A sound wave with a greater amplitude, a taller wave, displaces more air, carries more energy, and our brain interprets that powerful pressure change as a louder sound. It's the physics behind what we call volume. But here's where it gets interesting. Measuring loudness isn't quite so simple. There are actually two key ways to look at it. First, there's the peak level. That's the absolute single loudest instant of the wave. Your computer and your software care a lot about this because it tells them when the signal might distort. But that's not really how our ears hear, is it? We perceive loudness based on the average energy over a little slice of time. And for that, we use something called RMS. It's just a way of measuring the average power, which is way closer to how our brains actually go, oh yeah, that's loud. So here's the bottom line. Peak is a purely technical measurement. Its job is to keep you from getting that awful digital distortion we call clipping. RMS, on the other hand, that's all about psychoacoustics. It's designed to measure how powerful a sound actually feels to a human being. And trust me, the art of great audio engineering is all about managing the dance between these two. All right, so that's dimension number one. Dimension number two is frequency. This one's pretty simple. It's just how fast the wave is vibrating. How many of those full compression and rarefaction cycles does it complete every single second? We measure this in hertz, or Hz, and our brain perceives it as pitch. More cycles per second? Higher pitch. Fewer cycles per second? You guessed it, lower pitch. Okay, great. We've got loud and soft, we've got high and low. But that doesn't explain the really magical part of sound, does it? The character. The quality that lets us tell the difference between 100 different instruments. This is called timbre. I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? Let's say a piano and a guitar are both playing the exact same note at the exact same volume, the frequency is the same, the amplitude is the same, so why do they sound so completely, totally different? Where does that unique personality come from?
Another thing I want you to encourage you to do is join the Telegram. The link will be down below in the description. In the Telegram, I'll be posting some behind the scenes stuff that I do and won't cut it for YouTube or Instagram and stuff like that. So the Telegram will be easier to ask me questions, reach out to me, and I'll be able to provide you with resources and different stuff like that, products and services that I'll be coming out with. I'm going to show you guys how to use AI and incorporate it in music production. For example, if you haven't checked out the website Crook Productions, go check it out. I made that with AI completely for free, so I'll show you guys how to do that too. I want to remind you to subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment.
And here's the answer. A sound in the real world is almost never just one simple, clean wave. It's actually a complex stack of many waves all happening at once. The lowest and usually the loudest frequency is called the fundamental. That's the main note that you recognize. But layered on top of that are a whole series of quieter, higher frequency waves called harmonics. It's the unique recipe, the specific volume of each of those harmonics, that creates a sound's sonic fingerprint. Just take a look at this. Here we have a flute and a violin playing the exact same fundamental note. But their harmonic structures, their fingerprints, are completely different. The violin has this really rich, complex series of harmonics going way up high, while the flute is a lot cleaner, much closer to a pure tone. This visual texture is literally what our brain hears to tell them apart. It's amazing. So now we get it. We understand our clay. We've got loudness, we've got pitch, and we've got timbre. Let's get back into our sculptor's workshop and talk about the actual tools we can use to shape this stuff. Two of the most powerful tools in any audio artist's kit are the equalizer, or EQ, and the compressor. Think of an EQ as your chisel. It lets you surgically carve away or boost specific frequencies, which means you are directly shaping a sound's timbre by playing with its harmonics. A compressor, on the other hand, is more like using your hands to smooth the clay. It controls the amplitude, evening out the loud and quiet parts to make the sound more consistent and solid. All right, so far we've been focused on sculpting one sound at a time. But in the real world, and especially in music, sounds exist together in a space. Their waves bump into each other, they interact, and understanding this interaction is the key to creating a sense of a 3D sonic world. When different sound waves meet, their timing relative to each other, what we call their phase, is absolutely critical.
When the waves are perfectly aligned or in phase, their peaks and valleys line up. They add together, making the sound fuller, more powerful. But if they're misaligned, if the peak of one wave meets the valley of another, they're out of phase, and they actually cancel each other out, making the sound thin, hollow, or, in a perfect world, could even make it disappear completely.
This leads us to another fascinating puzzle. Our brain uses the tiny differences in timing and volume between our two ears to figure out if a sound is on our left or our right. That makes sense. But how in the world does it figure out if a sound is in front of us, behind us, above us, or below us? Well, the secret is surprisingly elegant, and it's right there on the side of your head. It's the unique shape of your outer ear, the pinna. It's not just for holding up your sunglasses. As sound waves from different directions bounce off all those weird folds and ridges, certain frequencies get subtly boosted or cut, and your brain, over your entire life, has learned to decode those tiny tonal shifts as directional information, building a full 3D map of the world around you. So we've gone on quite a journey here, all the way from a simple vibration to physics to the complex way our brain builds a virtual world of sound. But let's bring it all home. Let's connect this science back to what it's really for, the art of making something that makes people feel something. This quote really hits hard because it speaks to the core fear of any artist, right? You create something and you're afraid no one will hear it. But I think there's a second, deeper fear that someone will hear your work, but because it's muddy or unclear or it lacks impact, the emotion you poured into it will be completely lost in translation. And this is why all this science matters. It's not just a technical exercise. Understanding frequency, amplitude, and phase, it all serves the art. It's what gives you, the creator, the control to translate the feeling that's in your head and in your heart into a physical, vibrational reality that your listener can experience exactly the way you intended them to. So you have the knowledge now. You understand the raw material, that block of clay. You understand the tools to shape it. You are the sculptor. The only question left is, what sonic world will you go out and create? Thanks for joining me on this explainer.
You haven't checked out my free ebook, 100 free plugins. Check out my free ebook. It's a whole list of 100 plugins that you can download for free that I put together throughout the internet. I just different websites, put them all in an ebook. You can download them for free. Another ebook that I'm gonna start giving away for free is my Recording Pro Vocals ebook. It's an ebook that I put together. It shows you exactly step by step how to record vocals, how to pre-mix them, how to send them off if you're gonna artist and you're gonna send them to engineer, or just to be able to export your vocals to be able to put them in a new project to mix and master that. Giving away that ebook for free too, so I might put them in a bundle so you guys could download them all at once. If not, then you guys would just have to do 2 separate downloads. So go check out that ebook. I am planning on coming out with more ebooks.